So what is poetry really? When you hear that word, you might picture some dusty old books, maybe some complicated rhymes you had to learn in school. But what if I told you it's also hiding in plain sight? That it's in your favorite songs, in ancient chants, maybe even in the way we talk. Today, we're going to go on a hunt for that hidden beat to figure out what truly makes poetry poetry.
Okay, let's just jump right in. Look at these two examples. On the left, you've got this short, beautiful song from the Chippewa people, hundreds of years old. And on the right, lyrics you could totally hear on the radio today. Now, they seem like they're from different planets, right? But they have so much in common. Both of them use really concise language, these super vivid images, and a rhythm that just sticks with you to capture a specific feeling. They're both, in their own way, absolutely poetry.
And this really gets to the heart of why poetry is so powerful. You see, poetry, and really all literature, isn't just about stringing pretty words together. As this quote says, it's a tool. It's like a reality simulator. Think about that. It's a machine that lets us experience countless lives and feel countless emotions without ever having to leave the room. It's basically a shortcut to empathy. All right, so if poetry is basically everywhere, how do we spot it? How do we find it out in the wild? Well, to really see it, we need to know what we're looking for. It means we gotta pop the hood and understand the basic mechanics that make the whole thing work. So let's break down the engine of the verse.
This right here is the absolute key. A linguist named Roman Jakobson called it the poetic function. Now, think about how we normally talk. We mostly just care about the message, right? Can you pass the salt? It's clear, it's simple. But in poetry, how you say it is just as important as what you're saying. We start to notice the sounds, the beat, the texture of the words. It's when language stops being just a tool for information and becomes an experience. It's like language in high def.
And here they are, the basic tools in the poet's toolbox, the foundation for pretty much all of it. First up, you've got meter. That's the beat, the poem's pulse, its heartbeat. Think da-dum, da-dum. Then there's metaphor, which is just this super powerful way to create connections, like saying passion is a flame. And finally, image, which is all about painting a picture in your mind's eye. With just these three building blocks, poets can create entire universes. It's amazing.
Of course, how poets use these tools has changed a lot over the centuries. For over 1,000 years, they've been experimenting, twisting the rules, and reflecting the world around them. Actually, the style of a poem can tell you just as much about an era as any history book.
And you can really see that evolution right here. We start way back with the heavy, thumping, percussive beat of Old English epics like Beowulf. Then we can jump forward to the Romantics, who were just all about big feelings, individualism, and nature. Then came the Modernists, who started breaking all the rules to try and capture the chaos of the early 20th century. And today, phew, it's a total free-for-all, from super experimental writing to the raw, live energy of poetry slams.
But some of the greatest poets ever, they never fit neatly into any one box. Take Emily Dickinson. She lived during a much more traditional time, but she wrote in a style that was completely 100% her own. It was short, sharp, and full of this kind of weird punctuation. She was what we'd call an idiosyncratic poet, and she's a great reminder that the most powerful voices are often the ones that make their own rules.
Okay, so we've covered the building blocks, and we've taken a super fast tour through history. But how does any of this connect to you, right here, right now? Well, it's probably already in your headphones. Let's talk about the poetry that you're listening to every single day.
Seriously, think about it. Your favorite artist, right now, do they use really vivid images? Do their words have a certain rhythm, a beat that gets stuck in your head for days? If the answer is yes, then guess what? You're listening to poetry. Let's actually put this idea to the test with one of the biggest songwriters on the entire planet.
Okay, let's break down a lyric from a recent album, using those exact same tools we just talked about. A fading tattoo. That's a perfect metaphor for a memory that just won't quite go away. The sky turned blackish blue, a painter's stroke. You can literally see that, right? That's a vivid image. The lines have a clear rhythm, a meter. And it even uses alliteration, that repetition of sounds, which is a technique poets have been using since Beowulf. This just goes to show you that these ancient tools are still as sharp and as powerful as ever.
Okay, so poetry is old. It's in our music. It uses all these cool techniques. But what's the real takeaway? Why should any of this actually matter to you in your day-to-day life? Well, it turns out that literature, it's kind of like a superpower. These are the real-world benefits, the practical magic you get from poetry and literature. It saves you time by letting you learn from other people's experiences. It genuinely makes you nicer by building empathy. It shows you that your weirdest, most private feelings are actually universal, which is such a powerful cure for loneliness. And, maybe most importantly, it teaches you about failure with compassion. It shows you how easy it is to mess up and how we can find our shared humanity in that.
And that, right there, is the heart of it. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Literature in all its forms isn't just a hobby. It's not just a subject you take in school. It is a fundamental tool for helping us navigate the incredible, confusing, beautiful, and sometimes difficult experience of just being human. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Keep your eyes and ears open today. Really listen for the rhythm in a conversation you have. Look for a clever metaphor in an ad, or a really powerful image in a song lyric. What unexpected poem will you find? Thanks for tuning in.